Hi, welcome back to Two Peas in a Podcast. I'm Davina.
I'm Jamie.
And we're here with our guest star, Emily. Woo!
Hi.
She helps run the magazine, and she's invaluable.
Oh, thank you, Davina. Totally.
Yeah. Okay, so we are all seniors, 12th graders, and we all went through the college application process recently. And we are also all creatives. We are primarily humanities students. And we felt like in the zeitgeist, there are a lot of stories from people who are primarily like computer scientists or like physics students or like med students. And
STEM majors.
STEM majors, basically. And they also have art on the side to make them a well-rounded person.
Or maybe a sport.
Exactly. And meanwhile, all three of us, we have the humanities. And that's it. I don't think we play sports. I don't.
I don't.
Definitely not.
So essentially, how do we market ourselves, and how was the college application experience for all of us, and how did it change us?
Yeah.
And I was thinking we can sort of all go around, so we can compare and contrast our experiences through each step. Yeah. So choosing colleges. When did you guys start, and like, how did you choose like which schools you were applying to?
So I think most of us started second semester of junior year, maybe before that, because that's when we first started college counseling classes, right? And I think the counselors actually provided us a lot of resources to do our college research. Like they gave us this central college research spreadsheet, so that's what I started with. And to be quite honest, I did take a scroll through the rankings. I think everyone has done that at some point.
No,
but because there are so many, like hundreds, if not thousands of universities and colleges in the US, it's hard to know where to start and what's a good fit for you.
Exactly. And I feel like prestige does still matter. Like when you hear a school name and then you immediately think of like, oh, that's like
this person's gotta be smart.
This person's gotta be smart.
Yeah.
Like
that still happens.
As much as we don't want to admit it, it is an important factor. Like, as much as I try to tell my mom to stop focusing on rankings, I still have to admit to some parts. For me, like, okay, this is... I knew what major I wanted to go into very quickly, mostly because I literally don't know anything else, especially regarding STEM. I'm not good at math. I don't really understand anything related to like economics or like finance, stats, all that kind of stuff. Business, even though they usually say business majors they choose that because they don't know what else to do. So I chose literature because I knew that was what I wanted going in, and I couldn't do anything else. And that narrowed down the list of colleges pretty quickly because you want to go to one that's like focused on liberal arts and isn't... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And that is coming from like a very, very privileged standpoint, and that I'm able to choose that so freely.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I like a lot of things. I like English too. I like literature. I also like history. I also like philosophy. I'm interested in economics and business and like law and like all these things. I like to say I like math, but math doesn't like me because I think math is really cool. But I'm just bad at calculations, and
math is so fun when it's easy.
Exactly.
Math is great when you know how to do the problem.
Exactly. And math is good when you understand it. But so I had a very hard time deciding what college I wanted to go to. Like, even when I got my decisions, I was accepted into like... Actually, that's for later. So basically, like, what I was saying, my point is, even when I got my decisions, I didn't know what I wanted, So I applied to a myriad of schools. I applied to UK schools, to Canadian schools, to American schools. I applied to liberal arts colleges and also like Ivy League colleges and also private schools and public schools. And essentially, I was like, I applied for history majors and literature majors and English majors and a linguistic major. For UCLA, I did philosophy and linguistics.
Wow.
I didn't get it.
That's a combined major.
It's a combined major. I didn't get it, cool. But like I applied for that because I was like, that looks cool.
That's niche.
Yeah. My point is, I was very indecisive, so I kept doors open.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did as well because I'm also interested in Okay, cool. Okay.
Do you want one?
Yeah.
We're sharing mints.
The listeners are so confused. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. What was I talking about?
Yeah.
I'm super duper undecided. So I think I applied economics for some schools, psychology for most schools, even English. That's one thing I did. And social studies just in general. But I think like the first thing that you gotta think about is like which country, because that narrows down a lot of things. So I knew I wanted to go to the US or Canada, so I focused on those schools. And for Canada it was easier because there are only like a few top schools and they're all public schools. So I applied U of T, UBC. Should have done McGill, but I didn't apply.
I did McGill.
You did McGill? Did you get it?
I did.
Nice.
Whoop whoop. History.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really am the one person here that applied to Asia as well.
Ooh. Which
Hong Kong.
Oh.
So
I'm curious, what was the HKU application system?
Oh, okay. HKU, I don't want to badmouth anyone, but they do have a very different system of application compared to the US. So essentially, the deadlines were around the same time, technically, but HKU technically has rolling applications, so you could submit an application to be a student anytime until like August, and the semester starts September 1st.
Wow.
But they had a first, like quote unquote first round deadline where the people who applied before November 27 can get their results a little bit earlier, and that's the round that I applied to. Except, even then they don't really give you a date for when they're going to announce their results compared to US schools who are all out by April 1st. So I still got my results on time. That was in like March, I think. And the reason I could choose Hong Kong as an option is because one, I have residency status there, and two, there's a lot of things going on in the US.
Real.
We're gonna talk about that.
Let's glance past it. There are things happening.
And that's a factor to consider.
Yeah. That's actually also why I applied for Canada and UK. I would like to say, as I applied English for the United Kingdom because in the UK you can do 5. I did Oxford, St Andrews, Warwick, East Anglia, and Lancaster. And like for the UK, if you don't know, you can only do 1 major for all 3 years of study, unless it's St Andrews, then it's 4 years of study, and you can pick in your first year. You can pick between. You can have multiple, and then you narrow it down. Yeah. But long story short, UK is super focused, and like as someone who really does enjoy literature and English, it was such a good experience because like your personal statement, you just dive super deep into like why you love literature, and then the interviews, like Oxford has an interview.
I actually understand that,
right?
Because the HKU, Hong Kong follows UK systems, so my application required essays that technically were really similar to the UCAS. So I also wrote like that one really long personal statement that's just about why you love your major so much.
Yeah, and it was like affirming. It was like, yeah, I do really like literature. I can't yap about it for like 400 characters or something. Yeah. And Oxford had an interview, and I fumbled that interview so bad. But like I think Oxford, there's so many resources online about how it works, but long story short, I think they wanted me to have a lot of technical skill that I didn't have yet. We did analysis. I could do analysis just fine, but I couldn't name, like, they gave me a poem to like read in 10 minutes. I could not name it was Shakespeare. I couldn't name that it was a sonnet. I knew it was a sonnet. I couldn't name that it was like a Shakespearean sonnet, and that like all these
they were getting into the technical details.
The technicals, and I just didn't know it because we haven't studied sonnets in 2 years.
Since 10th grade.
Exactly. But like it's just if you really like a subject, and I feel like you would have a really good time with the UK.
It's also cheaper, right?
It is cheaper.
Oh yeah, what's the tuition for UK schools?
I don't remember, but it's definitely cheaper than the US.
Even
like,
for international.
Really? Like I feel like a minimum tuition for US, like if you're out of state or international student, is like at least like $60,000 probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's really tough. Are you also a U.S. citizen?
I am. I was born in California.
Oh, I'm the only one here who's not.
Where were you born?
Oh shit.
Canada. So like if I were smart, I would actually go to Canada, but I've always wanted to go to the U.S. So
Can I ask why?
kind of. I don't know. I feel like I've been going to TAS for so long, and I've been like so entrenched in like American culture, if that makes any sense, even online.
That makes sense.
So yeah, and I think another consideration is that I don't particularly want to go to the same school as my mom did.
Ooh, where did your mom go?
U of T, which is like #1 in Canada.
Yeah.
And like when we toured it, it was super nice and beautiful and all that. But then like she said that they literally haven't updated the CAS building in 30 years. It looks exactly the same. So I was like, oh, okay. And it's also like a giant public school, so that's something you have to consider about Canada if you're applying, because they have like 70,000 students or so. Yeah.
Want to know another issue then I had with the HKU system? Not their physical buildings, but like yesterday I found out that I actually accidentally declined their offer.
What? How did you do that?
So
girl.
no, it's all resolved now, and I'm an officially committed and like HKU bound student. But their offer came out in March, and they gave me until April 15th to pay the enrollment deposit fee. After which it was like I'm officially confirmed to have accepted their offer, right? Today is April 17th. Yesterday, April 16th, the day after the deadline passed, I checked the portal again and it said that the offer was declined. And then I realized, wow, I thought that by paying it, they would officially confirm my acceptance. Turns out no, you had to upload a screenshot of the receipt payment into the portal and then accept it. But here's the thing, I didn't see that because I had to zoom out of the web page to 80% to actually see that option. They physically did not make it possible for me to see that option when I first went in, and I had to figure that out myself afterwards after they emailed my counselor and is like, hey, your student didn't actually accept our offer.
That's crazy.
So, got that resolved, and I'm very grateful to the admissions director for giving me a second chance. But I have to say, please fix your portal system.
As a graphic design is my passion. And like, as a graphic designer, I feel like
I'm very grateful, but wow,
guys,
You can't be the only one having that issue.
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
That's why they're so forgiving, because like it's happened before, probably. Wait, we're both writers. Did you like writing your essays?
I had a relatively good time, easy time writing them.
Same.
I remember hearing from other people who are like, oh yeah, the months of application process, it's just like weeks and weeks of writing essays on top of essays, and it's going to be so tiring. I think the only tiring part about it was just how repetitive it got. Writing the actual essays it's not that bad.
Yeah. So, not to flex my numbers, but, so I applied for 23 schools, including...
Insane.
It's, okay, that guy. Okay, but, like, including which was Brown and Stanford and Yale, which had, like, they had, like, 8 essays. Like, they're so extra. They're like, we're gonna give you
a bunch of, like,
teeny
since
tiny
I also
ones.
applied to Brown, like, but those short answer ones are, like, fun to do.
I struggle with them the most.
How?
I write too much.
The word limits.
The Brown ones, like...
The Brown short answer
I spend the
ones?
longest on those.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Like, the 3 words that you use to
Exactly.
describe yourself. How much time did you spend over that? Just 3 words?
Like, days.
Seriously?
I couldn't figure out which 3 to choose.
Wait, which 3 did you settle on?
I don't remember. It was like, yeah, I'll check, I'll tell you later.
It's not fair for me to ask when I don't remember either.
Yeah, because I was talking to JB, I was like, which 3 words do you think describe you the best?
I think I chose the word romantic for you.
You did.
Yeah. Or romanticist, whatever.
I didn't use that. I did thoughtful, resourceful, and dreamer.
You didn't use that?
That's why I got rejected, I'm sorry. That's why, if I did romantic, they would have let me. Yeah.
Gotta throw them a bone.
The point being, I wrote 52 essays and more, but I feel like I didn't try as hard with the essays as I probably could have. I was watching a video of a kid who got into Yale, and all of his essays were like literally poems.
Wow.
And for me, I just did the basic like essay structure, like topic, sentence, and then it's conclusion.
I think that's usually what's expected.
Yeah, that's what I did what was like expected, and like I hammered those out. Like I would lock in at Windows Cafe. I'll like go after rehearsal and just like do a bunch of them, and like it was like they were bubbling out of me. They were, it was like
okay. We can't be expected to be like a poet in art.
That's true.
Right?
I'm just saying like, I feel like you got into Yale, so maybe I should have challenged myself more.
Well,
I did get into UC Berkeley.
Exactly. What's the point in comparing?
Yeah. So I get, but it did kind of. So that did kind of make me sad though, because it's sort of like, hey, like I didn't like torture myself over my essays. Okay. And I still succeeded, quote unquote succeeded. Okay, but so
Yale has, each school has different expectations though. Yeah. And each school has a different meaning to each person. Mm-hmm. So you don't know for sure if this kid actually wrote poems for every single one of his essays or just the ones to Yale.
Yeah.
Mm. And also, if we bring up rankings, isn't Berkeley before Yale?
Is it?
No way.
QS 2025 World Rankings.
Oh.
It's usually the one people refer to, I think.
Yeah. So I'm not like these two who are like literary machines. I mean, I do enjoy English, but I feel like writing, especially with a time constraint, is really hard for me. Mm. But when I was writing my essays, it was definitely like hard for me. Maybe not in like the literature writing sense, but more of the self-reflection part, because it like the questions really ask for you to reflect on your life and like what have you done and why did you do it, so I think like it can bring like a whole host of doubts or maybe even regrets. But what are you?
Oh no! So Jamie was just comforting me by saying
searching
that
up the QS.
Yeah.
World
So
rankings.
Berkeley is ranked 12 and Yale is 23.
12, the whole world.
Yeah. This is
that's amazing.
World rankings.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Wait, what? Yeah, so I applied to I think 14 schools, including Brown. Apparently all of us applied to Brown. We all got rejected. But
what the heck, Brown?
And I wrote like 20 plus essays, not as much as 50, but it took me a while. Like I was writing for over a month, but not every day.
Definitely not every day.
Yeah, no. Yes, I think the ones that have a lower word count might actually be harder.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Because it's so easy to just write, and then you have to cut down. You're like, this word's not necessary. This sentence, it's.
Because you want to show like as much of yourself as you can, and then when it's the tiny word count, you have to be like, you start questioning like, oh my god.
Wait, my experience is different then, because most of my short answer ones were the ones from USC. Did either of you apply to? Okay.
No.
The USC ones were like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite TV show? What's your favorite?
But do you not freak out? Are you like, oh my god, like if I put down Tenet, but they think that I'm like.
See, that's the thing. I would never choose Tenet. But no, that wasn't. I mean, they weren't actually supposed to take those answers into like the whole admissions process. It was more like, show your personality. This is just like I feel like they purposely included that just to be like a fun like palate cleanser among all of the other proper admissions questions you need to answer. But that made up the majority of my short answer ones, which is why I thought it was easy, I guess.
Yeah. Did you do, Emily? We're visual artists. Did you do a art portfolio?
I did. Yeah. And to be honest, I mostly just recycled stuff from AP 2B.
Because
that's what I did in 11th grade. And also, I feel like my best pieces have come out of that class because there's that pressure to make high quality work for the AP. So I did submit an art portfolio for Wellesley and I think maybe Dartmouth. But didn't get into those
either.
I got waitlisted at Wellesley, which I was really sad about, strangely enough. Like I was more sad about getting waitlisted at Wellesley than getting rejected from my Ivies. You know what I mean? Because like the expectation.
Oh,
it's like
no, I got what you. Yeah,
for sure.
I kept thinking like, oh, I got waitlisted, which means that if I ED, then I probably wouldn't have gotten in. So I was just like having that like those regretful thoughts. I get that. Do you have those thoughts about like
A little bit. Like, so, I feel like I was so indecisive during my process so for Pomona, right? I feel like, so one of my possible career aspirations is to go into law or like some graduate school. And I feel like if I had just committed to that and I ED'd Pomona, I might have gotten in. But I was flat out rejected. So like, maybe not, but it's just, ultimately, I think it was good. I kept these doors open because like the more I think about Berkeley, the more I like it. So, and I didn't even really like seriously consider Berkeley back then because I was like, I'm not gonna get in, and like everyone applies to Berkeley, I'm not gonna get in. It's like T20 school, I'm not gonna get in, you know. So I only by getting in and allowing myself the space to like think about it was like, you know, so for my art portfolio, I did Georgetown and Case Western's art portfolios, and I don't know if you didn't. They were 20 slides long.
20?
They were 20 slides long.
Did they want like artworks, or would they allow like sketches?
I don't know. They didn't. There's like 20 slides is our requirement. So, but I did enjoy that because I couldn't just use my AP art portfolio. That one was, I know it was 15 illustrations, but I had process works and I didn't want to include the process ones. So by cutting those out, I only really had 10. But then I had to dig through my like digital art and my like animation portfolio to find like to fill the gaps. And I feel like I have a better understanding of myself as an artist now, like beyond just like, oh, the really good professional series I did as like my AP portfolio. I also am pretty dang good at, I'm passable at animation and digital art, and I enjoy doing those things too. And yeah, but I didn't get into any of the schools whom I sent an art portfolio to, so maybe I'm not as good as I think I was.
I think it's really hard to tell of an art portfolio because from what I've read online, the admissions officer, they often don't actually look at the art. They send it to like their art department, and then they send back like maybe a few sentences, a rating, but the admissions officer, they don't see what you actually send. So that's something to consider if your art isn't as good as you think it is.
So when you send in your portfolios, you're trying to impress like actual art professors?
It's I like misunderstood that completely then because I thought it was the admissions team who looked at it.
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm not an art student, so I don't know anything about this.
Like, it's so hard.
That's what I assumed too.
Yeah, so the way I structured it was like, so my central argument, my implicit argument is like, I'm a storyteller. I tell stories. So look at all these storyboards I did.
But I mean, every school is different, so I don't know. But from like what I read online, I don't know if the admissions officer would necessarily see you playing the violin or something, like if you sent that in. Or if you sent in like a research paper, they would probably send it to like the corresponding department.
I'm looking at Wendy's question right now. She was asking how like, Wendy's a sophomore that asked, she had one question. It was like, what did we choose to write about in our personal statement?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with sharing mine. If it's like super personal, I understand if people don't want to share it.
What was yours?
Mine was that like I handled my grief after a relative died by reading a book and then just like me waxing poetry afterwards about like the power of literature and communication. It was because I was so comforted by reading that book rather than being comforted by any of the people around me instead, and that helped me cope like way better than anything else. So that was that.
I wrote a very similar essay for U Chicago. Yeah.
Personal statement?
No, like U Chicago has a like a prompt.
A student prompt.
A student prompt.
The student prompts were kind of fun to do.
They were fun.
They were really fun, but before the fun actually begins, it's you racking your brains over how to answer those questions.
Exactly. And I got waitlisted, so listen to me.
And I got rejected.
And I didn't apply because I knew I wouldn't get it.
We have one from every side of the spectrum.
Bing bang bong. Yeah, I did one about like I had a crisis of religious faith between middle school and high school, and I read this like play that was like it was like not exactly a queer retelling, but it was a retelling of those gospel, but like there are like queer elements in it, and I was like that was what really like allowed me to reconcile these two parts of my identity.
So it was you seeing the homoerotic undertones of
Yes.
biblical stories.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I love that. Like, that's still a very obvious part of you.
Exactly. That's
That's true.
That's
religion.
the best part of me.
That's true religion.
True faith. Yeah, my personal statement was about Pen and Palette, actually. It was like, Pen and Palette, you guys should know, but it's like, you should know if you're listening. But it's like, it's the magazine that I founded and edited for, and I wrote about the process of like, coming up with the idea and pitching it and having it like set like it's kicking off, it's working out, like we edited it, we're doing all these things, and then like the administration was like, oh, actually we don't have
that sucks.
the time, the funding to do this. And also there was like a thing about censorship, like our content was too
supposedly
dark.
Too dark.
It was Halloween. In my defense, it was a Halloween issue, so I thought it was gonna be okay. But and then like coming back from that, choosing to make our magazine independent rather than wait another year to try and pitch it again. And it was like more risky, less money, less funding, less support, but also it worked out. So essentially I feel like it was like a essay that was based in the arts, and then but I was trying to show like my leadership too, my like
It's a good narrative.
Thank you.
That's very nice. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't really like my personal statement. I feel like I've changed so much since September. Around then I'll probably write it differently now. But back then I was I wrote about like arts and music because they've been like really large parts of my identity, and I wrote about like trying to find my role in this community and like how do I combine these two interests. So that was what I wrote about.
What would you write about
now?
If you had the chance to rewrite it? Because honestly, lucky I feel the same way.
I'll probably make it less about my extracurricular interests, to be honest, because like I probably had the false idea that I had to like show off, like, you know, like this is what I've done. But I think now I would probably focus something more personal almost, but I'm not sure exactly what.
That would be I had a friend who wrote a 1-act play about, it was like a conversation between her and her like double self. And then she submitted that, and I think it was Cooper Union. Emily applied. It's a school in New York. I think they have a good
very prestigious
STEM program.
Cool.
Should we leave off with like some words of encouragement?
Well, Emily, are you happy where you are right now?
Yeah. Happy enough.
Should we share what schools we got into? Is that like
the ones we got into or the ones we're going
committed to?
Oh, we can do both.
I think committed to makes more sense.
Committed to makes more sense. Okay. So this has already been mentioned, but I'm going to UC Berkeley for history.
Yay! Are you gonna double major? Is that a...
Yes, so I'm actually thinking of switching. I'm probably gonna switch into comparative literature.
So I'm going to the University of Hong Kong for comparative literature as well. Definitely gonna do a double major because as much as I love literature, it's still not like in a wholly like practical. You can apply this everywhere major. A lot of different.
You should do law with me.
No, you know what's interesting? HKU has a major that's really recent. It's called I think it's like humanities and digital technologies, and I know some people who are also going to be doing that, and I think it's really interesting how they're combining like, you know, new modern tech, humanities subjects. Boom. There's that.
You could do that. So I haven't actually like paid my deposit yet, but I'm probably gonna go to BU, assuming that I don't get into my waitlist. And I will probably Boston. Boston.
University. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Red Sox and eat lobsters and take the train everywhere because I can't drive. I probably won't drive.
Have I told you that when I went to Boston, I left like reviews as like diary entries everywhere I went, and then the guys. I went to a place called Luke's Lobsters. They replied to my review, and they were like, "We're so glad you took your mom here." Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Okay, wait, what are you majoring in?
That's cute.
Sorry.
Probably gonna do psych, but I also want to do a science, so maybe bio.
Yeah.
I want to do more research. I really enjoy researching.
Do we have words of advice before JB has to go to class?
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
The little cliche bits, I think if we're talking specifically about the college application process, then I have 2 tips. One is definitely keep up with your essay writing, time management and all that.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep them all until like a week before the deadline.
Yeah.
And 2, keep up with your college counselor meetings, because as much as some people don't prefer the advice that they get from proper counselors, they're still there to help you, and it's not like you need to accept all of their advice, you know. But if you're stuck, then you do need to talk to them, because I know way too many people who like actively avoid the college counselor.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I also have 2 pieces. One is just to send as much as possible, like I like send your writing samples if they allow it, send your art if they allow it, like try and basically like throw as much of yourself at them as possible. Like they might not even look at it and you have to like mentally prepare for that, but you never know, you know, maybe they're feeling generous that day. Second of all is if you're like a freshman or a sophomore or a junior, never commit or do anything that you don't want to do, you know. As in like if you really hate this bio project and you're like, I have to do it, I have to do this like research thing, I have to make this startup for like college, you know, don't like torture yourself over that.
It's really honestly kind of like fake extracurriculars that you force onto yourself for the sake of looking good on a college application. It's like, those might get you into a good college, but are you happy throughout all of that?
Exactly. And it will hurt so bad when you are rejected if you feel like you've wasted your time essentially. When I got rejected, it was like, okay, like it was like a flu shot, you know, like it's gone. Because even though I did like all my ECs, like I loved doing them, and so even if I was rejected from all my schools, I don't think I would be that upset because I still learned and grew from like all my experiences. Like none of that was like a waste of time. So
save yourself the time.
Exactly. Don't waste your time.
And I guess just to wrap things up, remember that it's just a process. A stage in your life. No matter what school you go to, it's about what you do with the resources at that school that matters, because at the end of the day it's it's a matter of luck. Sometimes you don't know what the admissions officers are thinking, so it's don't take it personally.
Exactly. Your life does not end at 18 years old. It keeps going.
And comparison is the thief of joy.
Quite literally. Because when I got rejected from U Chicago, which was my ED1 decision, I literally checked it in the morning. It was like 7 a.m. on a Saturday or a Sunday, and I just went right back to sleep.
Same. I woke up at 4 a.m. for Brown, looked at it, I was like, went back to bed. Thank you. I've been Davina.
I've been
Davina.
And I've been Emily.
And that's Jamie.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you so much.
Bye.